Hello, thanks for stopping by, and welcome back. Today, I'm embarking on an epic journey to reach the highest rank in Destiny 2. But here's the twist. We're going to see how long it takes to get to the highest rank. Inspired by Laser Beam's insane challenge in Fortnite, we're diving deep into the grind. So, let's get started. For those of you who don't know, Destiny 2 is a game where you can spend countless hours playing. When I say countless, I mean countless. As you can see on the screen, I have over 700 hours in this game alone. As well, in Destiny, you can grind for gear, complete raids, and battle in the Crucible. But the question is, how long does it really take to get the top of the ranking in the Crucible alone? Today, we're going to find out. Alright, here's the plan. We'll be tracking my progress through various activities in the Crucible and everything in between. We'll document the time spent and how many games it took to go from level to level. There are a total of 16 Crucible ranks in Destiny that are split into 6 main areas that have their own name, those names being Guardian, Brave, Heroic, Fabled, and Mythic. There are 3 ranks per name except for the last one, which is Legend, which has only 1 level. Moving up the ranks requires completing your Crucible matches. Even if you lose, you still earn progress. Note that Crucible ranks are different to the Glory ranks, the latter of which is for competitive Crucible. But anyways, the grind begins. We are starting out at the very bottom and we're going to eventually make it to the top. To get through the first 2 named divisions, it took me a total of only 11 matches. And to clear Guardians 1 through 3, it took me a single match. But to clear the second tier Brave, it took me 10 matches to go through the 3 levels. And for each control game I play, or domination for the COD addicts, it takes 10 minutes per match to complete. So doing the math, it took me 2 hours just to do. This included the wait time before and after each game. 2 hours of playing a game sounds easy, right? But this is just the beginning. We still have 3 more tiers to go, and this is going to be fun. But with every victory, it brings us closer to the goal. Towards the end of my first day of playing, I barely reached Heroic 3. Going through Heroic 1 was a little bit of a breeze because it only took me 3 games to clear through it all. The same with Heroic 2, it only took me 4. Thankfully, I tracked my progress in-game and recorded it. Slowly but surely, we're making progress. Each milestone is a testament to our dedication and perseverance. Every step forward is a win. At this point in the day, I was tired. I was around 4 hours of non-stop playing and I had a headache. And after playing for a while, my finesse in the game started to dip. Earlier in the day, I was able to drop around 20 to 30 kills per game, but by the end of the day, I dropped to not even reaching 10 kills a game. To be able to increase my rank and progress through the tiers, I have to be able to capture as many points as I can, get as many kills as possible. So for me not to be able to get to the 25 kills per game area made my progress even slower. So I stopped playing for the day. I went to sleep and woke up the next morning ready to go, prepared to grind these levels out. I was approaching the middle section of this journey, Heroic. The first tier of Heroic was easy like the other 2 named areas. It took me 3 games and I flew through those. In Heroic 2, it only took me 4, but getting through Heroic 3 was tough. It took me 7 games to clear through this entire tier alone. So let's now add the overall time I just spent playing through this middle tier. The 3 games in Heroic 1 took me about 40 minutes to play through. The 4 in Heroic 2 took me about 50 minutes, and then counting the 7 total games that I played in Heroic 3, it took me an estimated hour and a half to complete the 3rd tier alone. So adding these all together, it was an estimated total of 3 hours of playing time to complete the Heroic section in our journey. So adding these 3 hours to our previous 4 hours of playing from the day before, we're at a total of 7 hours of playing time, and we have barely arrived to the halfway mark of the total named ranks. Now moving on to the 4th tier, Fable. This tier also has 3 levels to conquer. In Fable 1, I played 4 games, which took me about an hour. Fable 2 was about the same, only requiring 4 games as well as about an hour too. Finally, Fable 3 was the most challenging, with 7 games taking approximately 2 hours to complete. So adding up the time spent in the Fable tier, we have a total of about 4 hours. Now we'll combine this and add it to the overall from the previous tiers later on. Unfortunately, in Destiny, you can't sit still in a tree for an entire game in this challenge, like how Laser Beam was able to do in Fortnite. In the PvP mode, Crucible, if you sit still and don't move for more than 2 minutes, you get kicked out of the match. Here's proof that I sped up for you with the match time and a timer on the bottom. As you can see, the game doesn't like it or appreciate it very much when a player just sits around during the entire game and does nothing. Luckily, your overall rank progression doesn't get affected, which is a good thing, but unfortunately for this challenge, every game that I played, I had to play them fully through for the entire 10 minutes. And guess what? We're just past the halfway mark of the total named ranks. The grind is real, y'all, but over time, we're making steady progress. Leading us into the Mythic tier. The Mythic tier took the longest out of all the tiers. Going into Mythic 1 on my second day of playing, the sun had already set and I was around 6 hours of playing. The reason it's 6 hours and not 4 is because I took a break and played something else on Destiny to save my sanity. They have these things called pathways, where if you play certain activities and complete certain challenges within them, you can earn in-game currency called Bright Dust. You can earn them in the Crucible as well, but the first couple of times from completing these pathways, you can earn 150 Bright Dust per completion, but after that, you only earn about 30 per completion. So I took a break from PvP and played PvE, which is player versus enemies. After a little bit of playing, I racked up a total of 6,000 Bright Dust to buy the newest cosmetic that was out for the current event, the Dawning. It's called the Astral Stasis Drake. The developers took inspiration from Celestial Space Dragons, which added mythical and icy touch to your character's appearance. In my opinion, it just looks dope as hell, and one of the main in-game goals in Destiny that many people like to ignore, but really is the truth of the whole entire game, is the in-game drip that you get from these things. Like, come on, this looks dope as hell. But back to the main objective. We are barely at the start of Mythic 1. In Mythic, this is where it took the longest to move in between levels. What helped is that each match you complete, win or lose, will add to your streak. The larger your streak, maximum of 5, the more progress you earn. If you go and play another activity, your streak will reset. So because I took that break, my streak went back to 0, so my progress slowed. It took 6 games to get into Mythic 1 from Fable 3, so about 1,050 points to level up, and it took 6 games as well to move from Mythic 1 to 2. For those two, it only took 750 points to move up. The reason it took the same amount of time with less points to move up is because my streak was gone. But from Mythic 2 to 3, it took 1,075 to rank up. My bad. So it took a total of 7 games to complete. Finally, after countless hours and relentless effort, we arrived at the highest rank in Destiny 2, the pinnacle of this challenge, Legend. The feeling of accomplishment is incredible. Reflect on the journey, it was clear that the challenge was not just about reaching the top, but the experience and lessons we've learned along the way. I'm lying. This was a struggle. At one point, I stopped caring if I got killed, so I started testing out different weapons instead, just to keep me entertained playing this game. But the grind was real, but so was the satisfaction of overcoming each obstacle. I feel like I just got done running the 400-meter in track, and I just crossed the finish line. This journey taught me the value of perseverance, strategy, and the importance of taking breaks to maintain my sanity. In total, it took me 21 hours and 40 minutes of gameplay to reach the legend rank, almost an entire day. This time includes the 7 games that it took to complete the legend rank itself. It was a long and grueling path, but every second was worth it. Thank you for joining me on this epic adventure, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic content. And remember, the grind never stops, and I'll see you in the next one.